Jai Srila Prabhupada. Nana Sastra Vicharanaika Nipunau Sat Dharma Samstapakau Lokanam Hita Karinau Tribhuvane Manyau Sharanya Karau Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajana Anandena Mattalikau Vande Rupa Sanatanau Raghujugau Sri Jiva Gopalakau. So, we are continuing on the sound of education once more in segment number 7. Just to revise our syllabus, first we discussed about the dhatu or root called vak or watch, or in Prakrit Sanskrit or German, watch, vox, V-O-X, vox. Then we discussed about, with an adjective, para vak, means superior sound. Superior to what? Superior to earth, water, fire, air, ether. This ether is not the ether they broadcast the radio. This is called Akasha. Since the word sky is commonly used and many people know that there is ether in the sky, and through ethereal meter, if you bring the marker, the hand, in certain number, then it clearly you can hear this is Radio Moscow. Like that, the tuning makes the difference. You don't have to be in Moscow to hear Moscow. The commercial hoardings say, if you want to talk, you don't have to walk. But they don't understand. When you say, if you want to talk, you may not, there is no need to walk, W-A-L-K, but you need walk and walk, V-A-K in transliteration. You cannot say, if you want to talk, you don't need walk. You don't need to walk. Walk and walk. Try that a few times, then you will know when you make a mistake, it is not the same. The reason is, many of you and myself including, English is not our language. So, sometimes our pronunciation will be a little bit over controlled. Means superimposed. It may be superimposed by the way we have learnt our vowels. There's a famous song, Why Not the English Speak English? There was a professor. He felt so sad that English people are not pronouncing A-I-O-U-E properly. It has hurt him. And that is called a muni or a rishi. Rishis are revealed something. Don't think rishis means who have some long jata which is never be combed and some big beard and they walk on water and they drink fire. No, you are supposed to drink water and you are supposed to take a boat. Just give him the 1 rupee ticket. They will take you with a nice seat in the government boat in Mayapur. 2 rupees or 6 rupees, whatever. You don't need to spend 7 years of your human form of life standing on one leg or something or on your head so that you can walk on water. People don't walk on water. People drink water. People take bath in water. They use boat to cross a river. That's called intelligence. Ati buddhi chorer lokon. Too much intelligence is a sign of a thief. So then we explained, or I tried to explain, I don't know if myself and you, how much we understood that Pashyanti. But Srila Prabhupada said everything is training. So if we keep on hearing attentively, I told you that Sri Krishna says, Shrunu, hear. Even between you, your friends and God brothers, whatever, younger, older, doesn't matter. You should first listen to what they are saying. Then you reply them. Another thing, if the person talking to you, that person's octave is low, you don't talk to him louder than that. Srila Prabhupada was having a morning walk in Berkeley, in the university campus, and there were a few devotees following him, and Prabhupada was chanting, so they were also chanting. And one of my god brothers, his chanting was a little louder than Prabhupada. So Prabhupada turned back and said, you think you are the only one chanting? We are all chanting, you know. So why you are chanting so loud? So then, okay, they continued this morning walk, japa walk, and that god brother was chanting very softly, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Again Prabhupada turned back. And he said, do you think you are something very special? We are all chanting loudly, so why don't you chant a little loud? So he was trying to say, Srila Prabhupada, you just told me I was chanting too loud. But he couldn't gather himself to say that. That is how you speak to someone who is in a respected position, especially Acharya or Acharya's god brothers. You all try to understand this. Just by having an initiation and hanging a bead bag in your hand and marking your head with some mud and wearing some wooden neck beads, you haven't become anything. Some of us are still animals. We haven't even evolved. It is the ahaituka kripa of people like Jayapataka Maharaj that we are, able to live with some devotees. And if we fail to respect that protocol, very soon Srila Jayapataka Maharaj will withdraw the potency. It's like Srila Prabhupada told about one of my god brothers. He has become a snake. So we should, first thing is sound. How much octave you use to speak to someone. If somebody is next to you, you just use only that much sound. Your Shruti should not be more than 3, unless you have some, disease in your throat. If somebody is about half kilometer, say 10 meters that side, and then you should go like 5, 6. That's all. You don't start with the Saptama, with the 7th level of octave. Not needed. Human energy is supposed to be conserved. You should chastise if you have a student or if you are children. And the chastisement should not be a revenge you are taking because of the depression you have with somebody else, where you cannot show your face, you cannot speak. So you hold it all and press it and then leash it on your kids. No, that's not correct. When Prabhupada heard some Gurukul boy was slapped, he became so angry. He wrote letter after letter to Vrindavan. Unfortunately, that god brother is not here to endorse me. He left his body in Vrindavan, protecting cows. Imagine protecting cows in Vrindavan. Go Brahmana Hidayaja. There is no need to ask where that god brother gone. He must have gone back to Godhead through a Bhoma Lila, and then he would enter Golok Vrindavan. and do the same seva. Take care of cows and teach children. So the sound is a very important, how do you say that? An important talent that appears after so many stages of evolution, from an amoeba to human, from tribals to little bit cultured, to people who are using sign language and people who are using some languages of the animals and some mudras, and then you have 32 teeth and you have a tongue, and the teeth are held by gums, and the tongue goes left and right, and you say Krishna. Krishne iti varna dvayi. Varna, this word varna, you must be familiar. Chadur varnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasha tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram avyayam. These 4 divisions are created by me. Which 4 division? Chadur varnyam. Here the word used is varna. Varna means color. Just like in English they say, finally he showed his real color. What? He was a white from Detroit and he showed his color, means what? He suddenly became blue? Or he became like Choi En Loy and became yellow? No, he showed his guna. He showed what actually his character is. He was a tiger with a cow skin on the top, and he went and mixed with the cows, and as soon as time was favorable, he jumped on a calf and then ran back. While running, the cow mask just fell off, and they knew that is a tiger. It's a cub. So, varna means color. Varna means many things in Sanskrit. In Sanskrit, Srila Prabhupada said, one word may have many, many meanings. And many, many meanings can be ascertained from one word. This is the second category, varna. Chadur varnyam maya srishtam. Maya means by me. Srishtam means created by me. So, how I created this system, not that, just my women fancy. I created just, okay, here is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. No. Guna karma vibhagasha. Vibhaga. Vibhaga means division. You see, Prabhupada translates divine and demoniac nature. Sura sampat vibhaga. Same word, vibhaga. Vibhaga yogam. This chapter is on the Yoga Shastra of... Yoga Shastra means a book that reveals to you how to link. Yoga Shastra. Sa Astra. Astra means weapon. Weapon cannot be carried always, especially through the airport, you know that. But Shastra you can carry, unless you are entering UAE. Then they may say, what is this? Then you can say, nowadays in India, they are following Montessori. So, my 4-year-old child's textbook is this. And they will be kind of having a chakra on their head. Then they will say, anyway, these Hindus are such foolish people, they worship anything. Okay, it's all right, take it. Next time, don't bring it. Next time, please don't bring it. And our devotees are super duper men. They carry deities through Dubai. And they keep it there, how they worship. And they make programs also. They are so clever, they can put dust in any security's eyes. Devotees are so expert in it. Actually, devotees, one of the qualification is daksha. Daksha means expert. Just like Srila Prabhupada, he was so expert. And he always spoke simultaneously on 4 levels of this sound. And in the audience, whoever could go beyond Madhyama in listening, they could understand what he was saying and they were seeing it. And there were others who heard the same Prabhupada from behind the same desk, and you always see that, he will only speak that loud that the room devotees can hear. You can't hear from outside. There's another important thing. Sound, if you make, it will reduce your life. Already our average life in the age of Kali, according to Srila Prabhupada, on this planet now is 60. Average, what I am talking about. One may say, no, that must have changed. When Prabhupada said women's brain is only 12 ounces, so Malati said, but Swamiji, that was long ago. I don't remember, it's Govinda Dasi or Malati. Anyway, one of those wonderful devotees of the moment. She said, but Swamiji, that was so many years ago. So Prabhupada murmured. He only murmured. He didn't speak loud. He murmured that loud that that lady can hear and maybe 2-3 other people can hear. He said, nothing has changed. 12 ounce, that's all. Then he said, let's chant Hare Krishna. He didn't want to continue the discussion. Because somebody is going to waste his time. Prabhupada said many times, waste your time, but don't waste my time. Sometime he would say, so you write the books, you translate the books, I will do the management. After all, he was the general manager of Bengal Chemicals, which was the only medicine-making company in India at that time. So this is Acharya. He always spoke in para. And he knew that in the audience, some of them were up to the level of Pashyanti, very few. And there are some majority who were in the level of Madhyama, which we will continue discussing. And those who were in the level of Madhyama, they said to others that Prabhupada said like this, but it went on the level of Madhyama. So, if you tell that to 10 devotees, only 2 devotees listen to you. I was the temple commander in Delhi temple, I remember. Prabhupada says something, you just come down, you tell to someone. And I wonder sometime, it's such a simple thing he said, why they don't understand it. Because I was speaking it, but I never thought so. I thought, well, I said the exact thing. So I will go to Hari Suri Prabhu and say, Prabhu, Prabhupada said like this. At that time I was the only one standing there. So I went down to the temple and I told the devotees who were standing there, and it seems to be like they're giving me a very curious look. So Hari Suri Prabhu told, listen, he is Prabhupada. So anyone will listen to him, should listen to him. You are not Prabhupada, and you don't try to become one, because he didn't become one. He is Prabhupada. So you have to understand that it is coming through you, so the power has reduced according to your chanting of the rounds. And I tell you, I am how do you say that? Prabhupada said to Hamsadutta, I am eternally thankful to Hari Suri Prabhu for touching some switch inside my metaphysical body, which opened up a whole lot of Pashyanti for me. I am eternally thankful to him. And if you want me to give you a list of devotees to whom I am eternally thankful like that, it will be a little too much. It is like asking, Prabhu, what one should not eat on Ekadasi? Somebody asked me when I was in Durban. So I said, listen, you should ask me what one should eat on Ekadasi. I'll tell you what that is. But if you really are interested, you are such a Brahma Jigyasu, what one should not eat on Ekadasi, don't eat your spiritual master, number one. He said, Prabhu, are you joking? I said, no, if you don't chant your rounds properly, you are actually eating your spiritual master's lifetime. Because if you break the 4 regulative principles, then your spiritual master will get sick. If your prarabdha is that your head has to be cut, sometime he was cutting his nails and he may get a little cut like that. because he is your spiritual master. Don't forget. Forget about all these things of resolutions and Ritviks and Jitviks and all kinds of wiks, Forget them. Think about Giviks and offer an arati to Prabhupada. And sing from the stomach, not kantastha, udarastha. From the stomach you think, Chaya Vega Dami, Chaya Vega Chadi. Sing loudly. When you are talking with your God brothers, you are so loud. When you are leading Guru Puja, how come sir suddenly become, with a bundle of grass in your mouth? Open your mouth, be loud. Even if you sang, see, Goru Charana Padma, like my God brother, and Prabhupada said, I am not Goru, I am not a cow or a buffalo, I am a Guru. The gentleman sang again the same way, so Prabhupada said, that's okay. He said, you cannot correct him, so what's the use? Just keep quiet. But now, a few years ago, I was in that God brother's Rath Yatra. He has beautiful Jagannath deities. And he was singing that morning Guru Puja. I actually cried. They say one shouldn't compare, but I had to compare because I'm not such high class yet. But I had to compare him with other devotees who sing Guru Puja. We were staying there, me and my wife, for more than a month. It's a devotee community. And he sang Ye Prasade Pure Sarva Asha. And I turned around, I saw many devotees crying. Because all the desires they had, Srila Prabhupada has fulfilled. They wanted to be the world one book distributor. Prabhupada gave it to them. They didn't want to obey the instruction of some authority appointed by him. Prabhupada granted that boon to them. Smilingly. Then you leave the temple with a smile. He was not angry. And then after leaving, they wanted to preach. They wrote letters. Prabhupada replied back, do this, buy a piece of land if you have some money. You grow some vegetables there and you keep one cow. And then you have a Sunday program. You say that it is a love feast on Sunday. I don't know how many of you remember. Originally, that is how people started coming to ISKCON. Love feast on Sunday. One and all come. Our address is such and such road, and everyone come, and it's written in 3 places, free, free, free. And if someone sponsored a book, a little book like Scientific Basis of Krishna Consciousness, the books were given free after the prasadam. And in the same temple, I have to say this when I said that, in the same temple on the Sunday feast when you sit down, one of my God brothers who drives 4 or 5 hours from his house, does the puja, does the cooking, does the cleaning, sometimes toilets too. He comes around with a cap. He doesn't say anything. After sweet rice is served, he comes around with a cap. And then people, these are not, some of them are devotees, some of them you don't know if they are devotees because they are not dressed like devotees anymore. And some of them are just people coming, Telegraph Avenue, anybody who knows Berkeley and San Francisco, they know what I am talking about. So he comes with a cap and collects money. For now, I'll give a break because it's Darshanarti time now. Jai Srila Prabhupada.